Hello and welcome to my presentation. Today I will be talking to you about an exciting opportunity regarding a new, innovative music education app, SRTrainer. As always, I will start with the contents of the presentation. I will be discussing what the product is, how we will market and profit on the product, who is involved, who its competitors are, and who we are marketing it towards, when we plan on releasing the product and other milestones, and finally, why I believe this product will be successful. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Kieran and I have multiple years worth of experience in the music industry. I have always been passionate about music and want to create a product that can help others achieve their musical goals. I have successfully curated and ran events in both Bristol and Cardiff, and I have qualifications in both music and computing. So first off, the problem. Sheet music is the language of the music industry, and the vast majority of musicians need to be able to read it to do their job properly. Current sight reading education revolves around an outdated, static syllabus, with students having to purchase a new book with every grade. Modern learning requires a modern, effective approach to sight reading education, not relying on tools of a bygone era. With that being said, let me introduce SRTrainer. SRTrainer is a sight reading platform available for mobile and desktop that allows students of all ages and abilities to learn to sight read. It uses algorithms to endlessly generate custom music scores and allows users to listen to the score as they play. You can't learn to pronounce words by reading alone, so why should you have to play music simply by reading a book? SRTrainer is also a teaching tool, allowing educators to create, save, and share content for use in lessons. Before we go any further, let me show a quick tech demo of the product. As you can see, the user is able to customize the score, perfect for tailoring to a specific skill level, and then the sheet music generates instantly. Users can then play along to the music, and teachers can edit, share, and save the piece for use in their lesson. Obviously, this is a work in progress, but hopefully you can see the fundamentals of the product. Here you can see a mock-up of the user interface. I plan on contracting a designer to create a more professional look, but you can see from these that we are aiming for a sleek, accessible interface. Care will be taken to ensure that the app scales to any screen size, ensuring that SRTrainer can be used by as many people as possible. So now that you've seen the product, why am I trying to create this application? Well, as a musician myself, I have a passion for music education and have personal experiences and woes with learning to sight read. It can be frustrating reading classical pieces as a contemporary player, and relying on books means I can't even be sure if I was playing the music correctly. By fusing two of my passions together, I hope to create a useful, innovative product. Moving on to the target audience, I am aiming for a multi-tiered approach. The first subset of customers are students. Mainly aged between 14 and 21, this audience is very social and has a strong grasp on technology, and in a moment I will discuss that in regards to how we will appeal to them. The second group are educators, ranging from the individual teachers to exam boards. This approach will not only include the teachers, but will hopefully encompass their students as well, so a different approach will be taken to appeal to this market. Starting with the students, the app will be released for free with advertisements. As you can see by this data collected by Statista, 96% of all downloaded mobile apps are free downloads, so it would be foolish to ignore this market. The price point will be a major attraction to our target demographic, as being younger, they may not have the funds to spend. There will also be a subscription-based premium model available, providing incentives and bonuses for users interested in those features. Another way we are appealing to this market is by having as wide of a release as possible. Emerging markets in non-Western countries are rife with potential, with the Economic Times predicting that the smartphone use in India is set to double by 2023. By focusing on these markets before the competition, we can emerge as the leading education app. And again, with the strong word of mouth of our consumers, we can help to spread our base even further. For our advertising, we will be making use of targeted ads on social media. Rather than relying on billboards or television commercials, targeted ads can be displayed directly to the type of consumer we want, those interested in music. Sponsoring influencers in the music sphere can be a great way to garner recognition and will get people talking about the application. To appeal to our audience, we will focus on the pricing and the accessibility of the product. The other side of our audience are those in the education sector. Rather than advertising, we will be reaching out to discuss collaboration. Industry exam board Rock School, for example, pride themselves on a contemporary syllabus and therefore may be interested in this application. Likewise, institutes such as BIM have multiple colleges across Britain and thousands of students. A universal application could be a great help to their cause. I will also be contacting companies slightly smaller in scale, such as universities and teaching schools, offering a discount for bulk purchasing and perhaps collaborating with potential features would be a great way to enhance our install base and provide them with cheap, effective resources. Aiming at institutions also will provide a trickle-down effect to the students themselves, who may purchase their own subscription after their learning is over. As mentioned previously, there will also be a paid version of the app, and the current plan is to aim quite a few of these features at teachers, as they will have more income and be willing to spend more money on a tool that helps with their profession. So now that we have established our audience, let's move on to our competition. A lot of time was spent during development identifying competitors so that we could see where they excelled and where they didn't. Here are the 3 brands that we saw the most competition from. Perfect Ear is a music theory app with over 1 million downloads, the largest install base on the App Store. Sight Reading Factory is an established app with endless content similar to ours. And thirdly, we consider traditional sight reading books to be our competition as well. Where we consider our strengths to lie are within the value for money, availability, and usability. While Perfect Ear already has a massive install base, they only have set pieces for sight reading, and most of the more advanced levels are locked behind a paywall. Our app provides an endless stream of content for all levels at no price. Sight Reading Factory functions quite similarly to ours, but only offers 5 generated exercises for free. It also struggles with accessibility, as it's only currently available on the Apple App Store. As you can see from this graph by the IDC, 85% of all smartphones shipped are those running the Android operating system, a market which we will be able to exploit uncontested. Lastly, we'll be looking at traditional books. While they are backed by respected organizations, they lack the mobility of an app on your phone and have far less features. The price is also a large disparity here, along with not being able to hear the music as you practice. Next, we will be moving on to finance. The key focuses here are the scalability of the company and the aspect of passive income. SRTrainer has a very low initial cost, and after that, no running expenses until the app itself grows profitable enough to support them. Having the app provide passive income means that there is very little involvement required after release, meaning I will be free to work on other ventures and can spend my time earning income so that I am not dependent on taking funds for the product. This means that a large majority of the money earned can be invested back into the product, quickening its growth. Here you can see the breakdown of the initial cost. I have set a target goal of £3,000, and the accompanying pie chart shows where that money is going. As you can see, the majority of the expense is within marketing, and that is to ensure we can get a user base so that we can generate income quicker. I have also created a minimum budget which is needed for the interface design and the initial cost of getting the app on stores. As expected, the way we will generate income is mainly twofold. We will be using rewarded advertising within the free version of the app. A rewarded ad experience occurs when users opt in to engage with an ad in exchange for a reward within the app. In this case, users can choose to view an advertisement in exchange for 5 more generated scores. Google estimates that these 30-second ads generate the most out of any available for phone applications at roughly 5 pence per 30 seconds watched. The second avenue is through our subscription model, which is targeted to be priced at a very modest £3 per month. This will be a more consistent income stream and is priced lower than any of our current competitors' premium versions. Let's look at some conservative estimates. Assuming we can maintain 1,000 users per month on a split of 80 to 20 free to paid members. According to a study conducted by Forbes, that is a conservative estimate of paid subscribers, and a quick look at any app store shows that the top 10 apps in the music education category all have more than 100,000 downloads. Converting those numbers, you can see our profits above. Free users will bring in roughly $400 a month, and premium users $600, bringing the total monthly income to $1,000, with an annual gross of £12,000. Again, all of this can be achieved with no overhead costs, so all of that income will be profit that can be taken home or reinvested. Moving on now to our timeline. Presently, in April 2020, development of the app is continuing and market research is taking place to garner interest on new features. By July, I hope to release a beta version of the app, allowing users to report on any bugs they find. This will allow the app to release with minimal issues in August. Early September is where most of our marketing is planned, to coincide with the academic year and maximising interest in our product. Lining up with student loans means more potential for students willing to spend. Finally, after 6 months, I will review the analytics and can discuss more advertising and reinvesting funds. This can continue at 6-month intervals or more frequently as required. During all of this, development of new features for the app will continue. Furthering this, we can't forget the other approach I am taking, trying to appeal to educators. This can all be done simultaneously to the current plan and mostly involves contacting companies. I'm hoping to meet with educational institutes in the summer, as this will allow the product to be ready for the next academic year. The analytics gained from the release of the app will also help companies to be persuaded to collaborate. In terms of my own personal resource management, as this will provide passive income, upon release I will be free to pursue other ventures. This will allow me to survive off of other income streams and not have to worry about eating into the profits of the company. I will be dedicating 7 hours a week to development and maintenance of the app to ensure it is always working properly, and again this can easily be scaled up depending on the success of the project. As of this stage, no company resources will be needed, but the constant reviewing of finances and analytics will be sure to find out if they are needed. So, what are our goals? Well, by December 2020, I hope to have achieved 1,500 monthly users for a profit of $1,500 per month. I hope to continue to update the application monthly to keep users interested and to attract new ones, and I also hope to have made at least a few connections with educators to have an additional income stream. My long-term or stretch goals include collaboration with larger companies which could provide a massive boost of income. An aim of 10,000 users per month, which would still not even place us in the top 10 in the category, would provide an ample income and mean that I could work on the app full-time, focusing more on advertising and meetings. At this stage, I would also consider hiring another member of staff, perhaps to work full-time on the maintenance of the app and to also offer support to our customers. With any entrepreneurial idea, it's important to assess the likelihood of success. Here, I have split the company into its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I believe the strengths of the company include the low investment cost. Keeping the price to entry low means minimal amounts of losses if the company does not succeed. I believe the app is better than its competitors in key aspects, which will lead to a shift in market share in our favour. I also believe the app has a high potential for growth, as by identifying our target markets, we can effectively market to them and gain their custom. Potential weaknesses of the company include the fact that there are already some competitors in the market, and if we do find success quickly, I may have trouble in scaling the operation. I have made all my planning conservative, but that may prove to be a bad idea in the long run. However, due to the extensive research I've done, and due to my previous experience in marketing and running events, I believe these issues can be avoided. One of the opportunities I believe are unique to the company is the idea of multiple income streams. I could not find evidence that any of the competing apps were collaborating with educators, and with exam boards currently invested in book learning looking to catch up, I can definitely imagine a world where we become a large player in the market. The booming music industry itself is also an opportunity, with the market in America alone earning $11.1 billion in 2019. Also, my plans to invest in emerging markets may prove that this will not only be an education system for now, but for the future as well. The main threats I can see to the company are the fact that as it will only provide passive income, if I do not immediately get great results, I may become slightly demoralized with the project, as there will be no financial risks for me to be spurred on by. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if we do find large amounts of success, I cannot claim to be extremely versed in the corporate world, and I will need to find some help in this regard to ensure everything runs smoothly on a larger scale. Thank you for showing interest in SRTrainer. I truly believe with your support we can have an industry-leading app and provide great education to musicians worldwide. The potential for this application is endless, and I'm excited to see where it leads. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at my email shown here. I also have a list of sources attached to this presentation that I can send upon request. Thanks for listening.